Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. If you are watching us on YouTube, I hope you are because it's the best part. We have a guest today, and we're so excited to bring this new format. Paula and we just love, having some new faces on here. So our guest today, and I guess Paula, you can say hi as well.
Oh, hi.
Don't frighten.
Hi.
Hi. So our guest today is a hospitality curator. She's an entrepreneur at heart. She is the vision behind the Furnace Room in CaféX. And if you've never been to CaféX in Moncton, you have to. It's beautiful. I walked in and I looked at my partner and I was like, are we in Moncton right now? Like it felt like we were in a different city. It's beautiful. She is super authentic. That's what really like draw me to her. She has a podcast, Life's a Bee, and she's just overall like a great energy, great vibe, and I'm really excited to have her. Brianna Walchuk, welcome to the podcast.
What an introduction. I feel like I'm like, oh my gosh, that like warmed my heart hearing. I'm excited to be here.
You're like you also, I want to say, you have the voice of like,
An angel.
well, yes, and also someone who should have a podcast.
Yes, totally.
Like
Thank you.
there's just something like very inviting about your voice, and I love it.
Thank you. I've always like one of my podcast episodes, like that was like the one thing that I was saying how I was the most like self-conscious about. I think it was just in general putting myself out there. And I was like,
Right.
it's actually like my voice. I'm saying this. These are my opinions. And I just like almost like a vulnerability that came with it. So
Mm,
thank you.
Totally. We can relate to that for sure.
Yeah.
Um, I first I don't know if we've like actually like formally like met. I know that we've like been in the same room and things like that. And I remember I went to an event with Renee this past spring, and you were on the panel for this
Yeah.
event. And I just remember like your energy is so infectious. Like I'm sure
yes.
you get that all the time. Like you have such an energy about you that is so fun.
Mm,
Thank
mhm.
you.
I
Like
I
people
agree.
feel
tell you that,
like
right?
um I think it's just part of the industry I'm in. Like when I started serving, I was very like, nervous, shy. I wasn't that confident. Like I had braces at the time, like adult braces. I just was not very outgoing. And then the more I realized it was just about like connection and talking to people and like just building an experience, I think that's where my confidence grew. So
Mm,
definitely the industry I'm in has built me up to be this kind of personality, but it's also like a little bit like imposter syndrome. I'm still in my head, like, oh my gosh, like putting myself out there makes me very nervous.
Yeah.
But at the end, I feel very proud. Like, so
right.
As you should, for
That's
sure.
like one of my questions too, because you just mentioned it, like imposter syndrome.
mm,
You talked also about like how at some point you were maybe a bit more scared of what people might think of you.
yeah,
And when I hear you speak on your podcast, and I was telling Paula about this, I said, I feel like she's very much herself and that she's very much like just saying what she feels and what she
hmm
thinks without really thinking about, oh, what are they going to say about me? So it's hearing you
right.
say that that is a thing for you is like, I'm like, really? Like I could never tell. I could never tell. It's so
I tell myself, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna kind of use this as like a verbal diary almost.
right.
And whoever wants to listen to my tea will get to indulge in it. And whoever doesn't, then maybe that's not my target audience. And I kind of go through life like that.
Well, that's fantastic and how it should be.
I love
Yeah,
it.
I do
Yeah.
find myself being like a people pleaser, and that's definitely something I'm working on. So the podcast has actually been pretty healing on that, like
Mm,
really giving me the opportunity to just like, this is my thing. Like, I don't, the industry I'm in, it's like you need to please your customers for them to come back. And then my podcast is just kind of for me. I don't need to please anyone. I don't
right.
need to make $1 million off of it. I do it in my closet and I sit there, my dogs are on my lap, and I'm just like, verbal diarrhea into the microphone, and then I get like messages from my friends and they're like, I was laughing in my car and all this stuff. I'm like, that is what makes it more meaningful to me than
Yeah.
like having a million subscribers. Like,
Yeah, for
yeah.
sure. That's awesome. So you
Yeah.
said that you kind of like you kind of grew up in hospitality, right? So
Yeah.
I'm curious about what it is in you that like you could have just stayed as being an employee for somebody else and doing all that, right? And like there's so many different avenues, but you were in this industry, hospitality, and you wanted to be an entrepreneur. Like you're so successful, you're young, and you have all these accomplishments and like big responsibilities. Like these are not little, you're right, like the furnace room at the cafe, like that's huge. So what was it about you that was like, no, I want to take this to the next level. I want to own these things as opposed to just being an employee.
Yeah. So the way I started, like obviously like I work with a team. So like technically the furnace room opened and it's my partner and his partner, but I've been a part of it since day one and I helped build it. And like in the beginning, I definitely was like, I was 21 and I was like, what am I doing? I
Wow.
was in school for interior design and I was like, my dad, I told him, I was like, yeah, like I'm gonna go and help open this bar. And he looked at me and he's like, what are you doing? Like, real
Right.
worried
Yeah.
because I was kind of like trying to do my school, but it was obviously like late nights and it was just a lot. And so I kind of took a leap of faith, but I loved it. Like it gives such a creative avenue for me to go down. Like there's so many parts of what I was looking for, even just going to school for design in hospitality. There's like the design of the restaurant, then there's putting out like your drinks, and then there's the whole social media aspect and how you want to portray your business and the image of it. I love that. And the more I learned, the more I kind of was like, okay, this is where I need to be. Like, I kind of feel like all my avenues led me here. Like, when I first went to school, it was for like health sciences to be a nurse. And I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
yeah, very much a different path. But like, I was like, I love people. I love helping
Mm.
people.
Hmm.
I feel I'm a really good person at diffusing situations and obviously I use that at the bar sometimes. Like it's just so funny how all the things I've tried to figure out where I was supposed to be kind of fit perfectly into where I'm at now. And
Mm.
I love that. Like I really grew up in this industry from like 21. Now I'm like turning 29 and I'm like I wouldn't change anything. I know I'm exactly where I need to be. I love getting to work with new staff and just building like really collaborative environments and then having people come in and experience that. Like it makes me feel very proud.
I love that.
I, what would you say, like, so you've been doing this for a few years now. What would you say has been like the biggest obstacle that you faced doing this?
Mm. For me, definitely like managing people, I think has been
Mm.
an interesting challenge. Again, I have a bit of people pleaser in me, so I never want to like make anyone upset or like
Hmm.
small things like time off or if someone has a bad night, which like obviously a bad day is going to happen at any job, but
Hmm.
I like take it all personally. I'm like, what could I have done that like how could I have showed up more? How could I have done this? So that's been challenging. I Right now we have businesses open from like 8 in the morning till 2 in the morning consistently. So that's been a new challenge.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but
True. I
it's
never really thought about that.
yeah, there's usually
Wow.
not 1 hour of my day that we don't have something going on and busy. So that's been my latest challenge for sure.
How are you dividing your time? Like, how does that work?
I really just like live at work. That's something I'm working on. The cafe is still pretty new, so there's a lot of things we're still trying to bring in. We started slow and just really trying to nail down the cafe aspect, and then we're going to be bringing in a lunch menu, so that'll be a whole new ball game with food. And then we are also in the new year going to be doing a coffee infused cocktail side, so then that's going to bring in
Okay,
another.
fun.
Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah. But
Amazing.
it's again, it's all fun. Like I love being able to try the drinks, create them, see what's going on like around the world and bringing it here. Like I think that is the coolest part of my job for sure.
That is so cool for sure.
It's so cool. you have a quote that you like, work hard, play hard. Tell me more about that. Tell me more
I
about that.
I genuinely a happy person, and so I get like my cup refilled with like social aspects and like getting to be out and about, and sometimes that doesn't need to be at my work. So if I get a chance, I know I work hard so that I can go out and like really travel or enjoy different people or go just even
Right.
going out just myself, but like going somewhere and knowing the bartender and just having a conversation, like that is really what like refuels me.
Mhm.
So I say like play hard, but like I just mean like getting myself out there so that it's like not all so serious. I need to like allow myself to have fun or else I'm
Right.
just gonna be drained.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You're getting married
Mm-hmm.
this year?
Congrats.
In April. Thank you.
Oh, in April.
Amazing.
Yeah, just one more thing, you know.
Just
Oh
put it on the
my
list.
God.
Throw it on the
Yeah.
list. Are you going to be
Yeah.
getting married here? Are you having a destination wedding? What's that about?
No, we're going down south. We're going to Punta Cana. So I'm trying to do like a vacation and wedding in one.
In one. Yeah.
Amazing.
Love that for you.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I would have been able to pile on planning a wedding here on top of everything I was doing.
For sure.
It was definitely the better option because down south there's a lot of people that help. And then there's also like I don't have control over certain things, so I have to be okay with it.
Right.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Is your partner are they like an entrepreneur as well, or do they
Yeah.
get it? Like, what's that
Yeah.
like? Okay.
So they're actually like owners in these businesses. So yeah,
Amazing.
we
Okay.
work
So
together.
what is that like working together
Yeah.
with your partner?
It's been interesting. I mean, we worked together before we were ever together. He actually was like my trainer at the keg, and we've always had a baseline of working really well together. We both have a great work ethic and we kind of respect each other's opinions.
Mhm.
So
Mm.
it's never personal whenever it's like a disagreement. It's we really hear each other out and make the best call and don't get offended if it's not yours or not really where you see. It's like where do we see collaboratively where we need to go? And sometimes that's my opinion, sometimes that's his, sometimes,
Right.
but it's definitely had its challenges. The early days were interesting. We were both so young, right? Like I was 21 and he was 26 when the furnace room opened. And it was just like a whole different ball game from dinner. And you're dealing with a whole different clientele, a lot more
Mm.
stress. So it was like we either do it together and like stick together and really go through it together, or it's going to tear you apart
Totally.
Right.
Do you guys talk about work a lot?
all the
Like
time.
all the time. Okay.
That is definitely like something we need to work on because we've all like our relationship has always been
About that.
working
Yeah.
together, which it's
Yeah.
definitely a positive, but it's also like when we sit down for dinner, like we're so bad at like checking the cameras instead of just like letting them do it. Like we have it on our phone, so it's so accessible.
Oh my
Kind of us with the
God.
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know what we're gonna do. Like eventually, God willing, I would like to have children. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't even know how I'm gonna be even worse, I'm sure, with a baby cam. Like I know it.
You will be. Yes, you will.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like I
definitely.
use the cameras right now as like baby cams at like all the places. We'll sit down for lunch and it's like, oh, I just got to make sure that there's no rush. It's like I'm always on edge. And like, again, that kind of comes back to me being like, I don't want to let my team down. I want to make sure I'm showing up for them in the best way. So I'm like,
Mm.
he's like, you got to let them do it. You got like, they're not going to know how to handle these situations unless they kind of get the rush and they have to figure out and problem solve through it.
Absolutely.
Okay. But then the second I get a message, it's like a question asking. I'm like, we got to go back. Like they need us. I'm so bad for it. But he is absolutely right when it comes to that.
Oh my
So you
gosh.
can learn from him. Like you both obviously have like your strengths and
Oh,
what,
yeah,
yeah, but that makes sense. It's probably good to take his direction in that to let
for
go a
sure.
little bit. Yeah.
Mm.
And I think I'm playing off a little bit like when Furnace Room opened. Obviously, right now the cafe is just doing the coffee side, and Furnace Room, when it opened, it was just a whole different chaotic game. Like we would get a rush and it would be, 100 people at once. But the cafe, I get a rush of like 10 people. I'm like, I gotta go help them. Like I just get the same almost feeling that I got when the furnace room was open, and I just like, I can't turn it off. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I gotta work on that myself.
Right.
But
Yeah. You just see busy as busy, and it's like I need to intervene, and it doesn't matter like what those
oh
numbers
yeah.
are like. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
that's
Yeah.
fair.
Which is funny because like I can't like steam milk or anything. So I'm like doing all the side jobs around them, trying to like be the best at like supporting them.
Yeah.
But then they're just like they're steaming the milk and I'm like, what else can I do? And they're like, nothing, like you're good. And they're so confident. So I'm like, okay, I gotta follow their lead. Like
They're like, let me steam the fucking milk, please.
yeah.
Oh my
I love
God.
it.
And
That's good.
it's so interesting because I feel like it's a completely different clientele, or just their state of being is
Mm-hmm.
different
Oh
when they
yeah.
go to one place versus the other. So I feel
Yeah.
like that in itself must require like a different side of you
Approach.
almost.
Yeah, oh for
Approach,
sure. For
yeah.
sure, yeah.
Huh.
I was laughing the first, little bit that the cafe was opening because Furniture Room has been open now 7 years, and the regulars that would be like year one have now obviously 7 years later, they're in their careers, they're doing it, and now they're coming into the cafe and they're having their meetings, and
Oh,
I'm like, this is a little different. And they like giggle because it's like daytime, right? And usually it's just like I see
You're
them
like,
at
I've seen a
night and
whole other side of you
oh yeah.
before. Yeah.
I'm like, listen, I know you're in a meeting. I'm not gonna call you out, but like I see you. Like
yeah. That is so funny. So what's
yeah.
one of the funniest or most, I don't know, crazy thing that you've seen in your years at the furnace room? This was not even on our questions. There
I
must be
think
so many things.
there is a lot for sure. I mean, there's like being a woman in the industry in general, I think you have to have thicker skin.
Yes.
Hmm.
Um, like we get, some businessmen that come in, and then you get like some different kind of men that come in, and just like I've served a table of men, and there's just once you get alcohol in the system, their filter is out the window,
Oh,
and
yes.
and so like, I'm going around and I'm doing my rounds, and I go up to the table, I'm like, all right, gentlemen, like what can I get you? Can I get you another round? And I like had a man like dead look at me in the face and just like say, yeah, you can spit in my mouth. And I was like, I'm like,
Disgusting.
yeah. I'm like, you know what? Actually, I don't want to give you anything else. I was like, I'm grabbing your bill though. Like, you have to.
Oh,
I have a really good sense of humor, and that's kind of how I handle those situations. Like,
yeah.
obviously, they want the reaction out of you, and I am way too stubborn to give that. So I'm like,
Mm,
moving on. Like,
Yeah.
you're not going to get it from me. And then
Yeah.
almost like his friends are like mortified he said this, but it's like, you know, you're mortified because I'm not mortified. Like you're embarrassed because I'm not affected. So
right.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh
You
my
did.
God.
You didn't give that to him, which is
no.
the right
Which
move.
like definitely like for like the younger girls, like we have a young staff that we work with Furnace Room, and I think it's a positive actually. A lot of people are like, I want people that are seasoned in the industry, and I'm
Mm,
like, I will train someone from scratch all day long when they're young because they don't care. The generation, they're like, I don't care. I'm used to like crazy stuff, seeing it online, messages online. People feel very brave, I guess, sending
Right.
messages. So they're used to it. Like,
yeah.
and I'm like, okay. So when they're out there, they just on to the next. They're like, no, you don't need anything. Okay. And it's hilarious because it's almost like it gives them a sense of power in their job. Like,
Totally.
whereas I think when I started in the industry, it was kind of like you gave into those guests because that's where the money is a lot of the time,
Right.
unfortunately. But
Right.
they feel their power because they're paying the bill, and they think that you have to just give into anything, but that is not the case. There's a way to shift it so that everyone leaves happy, and that doesn't happen again.
Mm.
You said that your pet peeve when you were filling out the stuff for us before this, that your pet peeve was people being rude to service workers. And like,
Mm-hmm.
is that more of now that you're further into your career and you're kind of like, I don't know, do you feel like a little bit more protective, like a little mother hen?
For sure,
Okay.
for sure. I feel very protective over my staff, over businesses, everything, because there's a lot of work that goes into it. Like serving, people don't realize it's very mentally draining just because
Mm.
you're going table to table. Like each table is obviously going to need different needs and different wants and whatever. And you're just flexing with whatever you can do to give them the best experience. So that's draining in itself. And then when you add someone basically verbally telling you like you're not enough and this wasn't good enough and that it's and then you just have to go to your next table and you're like, so what can I get you, and just start all over. And
Right.
I hate, I don't, in any industry in general, I don't like it when people like, even like in the holiday season this time of year, I hate standing in line and listening to like the frustrations. Obviously I get it, there's some situations that, environments can handle better, but
Mhm.
I don't see the point in being rude. What does it bring to the situation? Like it
Yeah,
just isn't contributing anything positive to get an end result in any way. You're just hurting someone's feelings.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to ask you a question because you mentioned, we're going to turn it a little bit. So you mentioned that you read the Matthew Perry autobiography,
Yes.
and it really like hit you.
Yeah.
And you said it was really around like that you don't know what people are going through. We never know
Yeah.
what people are going through. So is there anything that you would be or that other people would be surprised about you, about something that you've gone through or something that you are carrying or have carried that maybe feels a little bit more like vulnerable, that people would be surprised based on your energy and how you present yourself? Is there something people would be surprised about?
If it's necessarily like my something to do with me, but it's definitely something that I experience and have like kind of grown up with. I've grown up with like a lot of mental health and like substance abuse around me,
Mm-hmm.
whether that be like friends, family, whatever. And definitely not something I ever thought it would be such a current thing in my life. Like I've dealt with it in many different situations, and I myself have been like turned off of it because of that. So I'm grateful that it's shown to me and I got to see it from an outsider's point of view. But I also definitely have like struggled with like how did I let this happen? Like these are people I love. How did I not see this? So that's kind of something I struggle more with, which is why like that book, I read it and I was like, holy cow, okay, so it can't just be me, other people have gone through this and been super close and worked with someone every single day and they haven't
Mm.
known. And
Yeah.
I definitely like I want to show up for everyone in my life in the best way. And
Mm-hmm.
whenever people are struggling like that, I feel like I don't show up for them for some reason. I don't know why. It's like I'm not doing enough for them, or
That's that
it's
people
something I could
pleaser
fix.
part, right? Of
Yeah.
like wanting to fix things, wanting to make it better for
Always.
everyone.
Yeah. I think like I was a child of divorce, so that was like embedded in me young, kind of in my mind,
Mm-hmm.
like why didn't this work? And was I not a good enough kid, or were we too much? Like I had four siblings. We were five kids,
Oh,
all
wow.
very busy household. Like my mom had four kids under the age of five one time. Like it was insane. It was a busy house, but like I wouldn't change a thing. I love my siblings and I'm so grateful for them. But I definitely think that that ended up shaping all of our lives. And we
Mm.
all have a little bit of that in us, like
Mm-hmm. How
growing
old were
up young.
you? How old were you when they divorced?
I was in grade 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 10?
Yeah.
Around there.
10-ish. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty vulnerable time for
For
sure.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just curious, like you mentioned like substance abuse, like, and I mean, you would see people at the furnace room inebriated for sure, right? Like people are going there to have a good time and drink. Is that at all triggering for you?
For
Like,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, even like the industry itself definitely has its struggles with it. I
Mm-hmm.
think it takes a certain kind of person and confidence to put yourself out there and go do these jobs, especially in bars when you're surrounded by it. And I just think it elevates that possibility for people to struggle with it.
Totally.
And
Mm.
that is one thing that like I'm very open with all staff, all customers, everything like that. I want this to be a safe place. I don't want people to feel like like grunge or like anything like that coming in. I want people to know the bartender's face. I want people to feel safe, that they don't have to drink if they come in. They can come in and get, a mocktail or something and still have the same amount of fun. And I think
Yeah.
when I was younger, like the way the downtown life was, I never really felt connected to it actually. Like I was not a big person to go out because it wasn't fun to me to be around that. Like I was trying to go out and get away from that kind of stuff, and
Right.
it was just elevated once you go downtown. So
Right.
I definitely think that that's been like a big driving force. Like even within my staff, I really try. If anyone's struggling with anything, our door is always open. Like I want you to be comfortable to come and talk to
Mm.
me, and I want us to find a way through it, and almost like just be like an open ear, even if it's you feel like it's something, a small thing you're struggling with, or if you're really struggling, we can find a solution through it. But like, it's not the end of the world. There's always a solution and a path forward. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's definitely something, it's been in my career for sure.
Yeah.
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 I love
Yeah.
that though. I love that you're obviously such a safe place for so many people.
I
Mm.
try, like, and even then in my head, I'm like, am I safe enough? Like, it's so weird, this game I play with myself. And maybe this is just like another reason I choose this work and environment, because there is a lot of opportunity to help people that
Yeah.
isn't just like giving them a beer. Sometimes it's just like bartenders are therapists too. I really believe it. I have
Yeah.
had people come in the afternoons, like when I'm doing open, and the conversations we've had is like crazy how people can just like open up. Like an
Hmm.
empty bar and it's just you sitting and having a beer and talking with the bartender is a therapy session. It is.
Oh, I believe
For
that.
sure. Like the
Yeah.
alcohol loosens you up just enough to like not really care that you don't know this person, but then they're also listening from a totally unbiased point of view,
Yeah.
and they're actually giving advice that you would never probably hear other, because your therapist most of the time knows so much. Sometimes it's nice to just have a fresh ear to listen to you. So
Right.
yeah, I've met some like really amazing people from all over the world that come in for business, and then they just come in and sit and have a beer. And like my sister has ended up taking babysitting jobs from like people who are just here for a couple months on business with their family, and like they need time out as parents. And so I'm like, oh yeah, my sister, like she's, this age and she can come babysit for you guys. And like they trust me. They're like, okay. And it's so, and they've met me, a couple of times. Like it's
Wow.
hilarious. Yeah.
That's
You
so
can
cool.
you can build connections really quickly.
For sure.
Yeah.
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 I
I
was
and
gonna
again, I love that with my job.
Yeah.
hmm. I was gonna ask, are your siblings also in that industry?
So I actually work with my younger sister.
Oh,
She works at
cool.
Furnace Room also, and so she's in the industry. And one of my older sisters was in the industry, but now she's started her career like from what she
Okay.
took for school.
Mm.
So a couple of them, yeah, we were working it together. I was the first one to get into like really serving.
Okay.
And then from at the keg, my younger sister came and worked there as a hostess. And then from there, we've kind of both, we all like, we're very social, We were loud kids because we were so many, you had to be loud.
Yeah.
So this is like a really good work environment for us, because we're not, being told you're talking too much, or,
Right.
so we're able to really channel it and utilize it to make money. And honestly, we're all very funny, so we do well.
I
I,
love
I
it.
can see that. I can see that.
Yeah.
You talked about being a people pleaser, and so you're
Mm.
obviously self-aware and you recognize that you're that way. Do you, being a self-declared people pleaser, like boundaries, is that something that you're working on? Is that something you know you need to work on? Like, where are you at in that piece?
Yeah, boundaries are definitely something I have to work on.
Okay.
It almost makes my skin crawl to like let people down. Like I would 10 times over put someone else in front of me. And I think the older I get and the more I take on, the more I'm struggling with it. Like I'm
Okay.
like, okay, I'm not feeling fulfilled because I'm doing so much for other people that like I'm really not looking after myself. So this taking on like this cafe has been the most eye-opening, and it's hard because my job's really rewarding. Like it's people come in and they compliment it and they're like, this is great, like this is what Moncton needs. And I'm like, okay, like how do I feel so off, but I'm doing all these things right. Like, and it's
Right.
because I'm not really doing all these things to like fulfill myself. I feel like I have to, but it's like,
Mhm.
is
Right.
this really what like I'm needing right now? Like, I know I need like downtime and I'm supposed to be.
Mm.
The wedding planning has been like the most eye-opening, I think. I thought I would enjoy it all a lot more, and now it just feels like an extra stress on my plate. And that's
Another
been
to
like,
do.
yeah,
Yes.
and I was the kid that had, 8 different Pinterest albums of all different wedding styles. And like when I went wedding dress shopping, I was like, that was super overwhelming for me. I'm like, I don't even know. I don't feel like I know enough or have given enough time for myself to plan my wedding to really know what direction to go in. And I'm like,
Right.
this
Mm.
is something I've dreamed about for so long. Like, how did I not make this a priority for myself? So
Hmm.
that's definitely been zero boundaries.
Zero boundaries currently.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
there is like recognizing you're in that place right now, like first
Hmm.
of all, that's important in itself, is just to
Yeah.
recognize that's where you're at. Is there is that something you think you can work on? Like, is that something you want to be working at? Like, we're doing a lot in our membership. We're doing a lot of conversations around like what we want 2026 to look like, who
Yeah.
we want to be in 2026, how we want to show up. Is that a
Hmm.
part of your vision for next year?
Definitely. It's almost like I have a list of things I have to check off and then I can slow down. I don't know if that's healthy or not. But
I
because
think what
I
you'll
keep
find
adding
is
things
that
to the
list keeps
list.
growing. That's the problem, right? Like the list,
Yeah.
you're still like, okay, I need to check more, check more, check more. Because
Yeah.
oftentimes when you check something off, something else pops up, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah. And so I mentally I've given myself a timeline. Like after my wedding, when we come back, I'm almost what I should have done with my wedding. I'm going to try and dedicate my time to my honeymoon. Like, I really want us, because we're both in this like fast paced day lifestyle every
Right.
day
Yeah.
together. Like, we don't ever have a day off. It's just like to really reconnect, even like
Yeah.
after the wedding. Like, I think
Mhm.
that's super important, and to just like learn to slow down and like trust in the teams that we've built because they're amazing. And I wouldn't change any staff that we have. They've been so great. So we have to trust in them. And I think that our honeymoon will really be a time for us to just like reflect. It's okay to like feel proud and that we did all this, but we don't need to continue to be functioning on this high paced, zero
Mhm.
rest. Like it's not, it doesn't work.
Yeah,
Totally.
yeah, yeah. I would even like try and implement some of these like downtime like before your wedding, like even if
Yeah.
it's just like, oh, like I blocked us an hour off to like, I don't know, go for a walk somewhere, like just
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we
Yeah.
have like our sweet dog. So that's usually like when we
Okay.
take our downtime, we just like go home, hang out with the dogs and just like relax. But then it's like our only downtime is like like we sit on the couch and we're like, like
Yeah,
it's just like
exactly.
it's hard to slow down when you're here. Like that's where I'm struggling is like I know I can just check the cameras, and if I see something, I can just come down. And it's, I think, pulling ourselves out of the space where we
Yeah.
can't. It's like, okay, then what's the point of looking? What's the point of stressing yourself out if there's
Mm.
literally nothing we can do and they have to do it? And so that is definitely like, Seb's very proactive on being like, well, let's just do like 2 days away. And then it's like, okay, like, yeah, let's do that. And then something pops up. And it's like, it's never a priority over our businesses. And that's definitely something for 2026 we gotta work on.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you're going to be gone for an entire week, so you won't have a choice.
Which like we've traveled before the cafe when it was just furnace room.
Mhm.
Like I said, we have a really great staff. A lot of our staff at furnace room actually have been with us, since the beginning or like at least 3-4 years. So they know they've problem solved enough with us. They know. So we have traveled and it's just like we're craving it again, like that we really recharge when we go and take that time.
Yeah.
And then you come back excited to do it all again. You're like, oh, I missed it. Like, you really are recharged. But with the cafe, it's all the new nerves of like leaving a new business again. And
Right.
like our first trip away is going to be our wedding. So it's just going to be very interesting to see how we handle it. But again, like there's nothing we can do when we're down there. And we book this time for above anything, it's our wedding. So we owe it to ourselves to like really unplug, go there,
Mhm.
take the time for us and spend it with our family. Like we both love spending time with our families. So it's just going to be an amazing
Amazing.
trip. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll give you the clarity you need. You're gonna go away, you're forced to
Yeah.
go away, but also like you're coming back a married woman, right? Like you're
Yeah.
like there's this whole new chapter that is going to ask a little bit more of you, likely, right? And it just gives you
Mm-hmm.
that different, I think, maybe confidence that,
Mm-hmm.
starting to maybe be a little bit more protective around you and your family. Like that might
Yeah.
make more sense to you at that time.
It's funny because Seb and I have been together for 7 years
Mm-hmm.
and we already like we've almost done everything backwards. We've gotten our house, we've gotten our dogs, we've done everything that you should do traditionally after your wedding before. And it's almost like we've been engaged for, I think, 3 years now. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like we don't even feel like we're in that stage anymore because we've just been so caught up in life. And I'm like, okay, we should have really dedicated the time to really celebrate this. Like, this is a big milestone, but because we've already got all this other stuff, it almost like, not that it didn't feel as important, but it was like another, check on the list. Like, we've done it, we've done it. And really like our next step to us is obviously like a family. And Seb, he was like, not like I can't do that to my mom, like we have to be married first. So I was like,
Yeah.
I agree, like I of course that's how I envisioned it for myself. And so after the wedding, it's almost like we're doing the wedding to be able to take that next step, but I'm like, I feel like we're rushing through everything because our life is so busy. But like
Yeah.
we don't need to, we need to slow down and like really enjoy getting these opportunities and this time together. And like this big things that it's not might not be like a business, but it's another big thing that's just as important.
Right.
Absolutely. And you're in
Yeah.
control of that, right? Like you
Yeah.
get to call the shots and say it's time to slow down and to make those
Yeah.
decisions and prioritize differently.
Yeah.
Hmm. And
I
also if a family is in, your vision, that will also definitely change the pace of your life.
Yeah. And I think that's another like fear of like how are we going to handle that because we're both a very big part of it, and that would mean obviously I would step back in a way, and it's just like I'm scared like what if he doesn't feel like I'm helping enough, what if I'm not, it's just shifting me to a different role. I don't know how he's going to feel without having me in that other role, so I just like again people pleaser in my head. I don't want to let anyone down in any way. And by having this mentality, it's like leaving my cup empty and filling everyone else's.
Mhm.
Yeah, 100%. And but I will say, like, and like you said, God willing, you have children, like I mean, this is what I explained to everyone. Like your literal brain chemistry changes, and his would too. And so your
Yeah,
priorities change, and what matters changes, and like where you spend your time, like that energy that is different, and it matters in a different way. And so I trust that you guys will figure that out, but it's just one foot in front of the other.
right.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah,
like I have the best support system. Like I my sisters, everything, his mom is going to be super involved. I already know it, but like
love
they're just
that.
amazing. Like they're so willing to help, and I think that's going to be like a huge game changer for us like getting
Oh
that
yeah,
help.
for sure.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay,
Oh.
not to put you on the spot, I have one last question, Renee. I don't know if you have one more, but I have. So we've been asking our members, um, what is one word that you would define
Mm.
2025 as? And what's one word that you have for 2026 that you'd like to, align
Mm.
yourself with?
2025, I would say challenging
Okay.
in
Mm.
good and bad ways. I'm
Yeah,
grateful for all challenges I get faced with. I feel like it's also accomplishments when you get on the other side.
of course.
Mhm.
And 2026, probably family. I want to get more family time. My sister is due in like 6 days with a new nephew, so
Oh,
I loved those stages when she had the other three kids. So I am just like really excited to spend more family time together. It's really what makes me happiest, both of us, and definitely craving more.
Love
mm.
that.
I love
Amazing.
that for you. Well,
Yeah.
maybe we'll welcome you back next year and we'll talk about how you've
You never
slowed
know.
down and you're doing all this stuff. Like,
Let's put that in the universe for me.
Yeah.
exactly.
No, I'm so
Um,
excited to follow you. You're doing so many things and obviously like so much good to come. Like which is really cool. Like that you can sit
Hmm.
here
yes,
today and say like you do have so much to look forward to and you
Yeah.
know what you need to focus on, which is
Yeah.
a really good place to be. I'm so
yes.
excited to watch you grow and to see everything. And I am gonna go. I haven't gotten a chance to go to the cafe yet. I am gonna go this weekend. I'm gonna make it a point and I'm very excited.
Well, I won't be here this weekend because
It's
it's my
beautiful.
bachelorette party.
Oh, are you
So
going
this,
somewhere for it or are you staying
I'm
in
going
town?
to a spa.
I love
Love
that for
that for
you.
you.
You need
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
You need a spa day.
yeah.
Very excited for it. It'll be my first like full day off since the cafe opened. So I'm like a little anxious about it, but I'm also like,
No, you
I'm
got
not too far. I'm good. I'm good.
it. Yeah.
It'll be
You're
all
good.
great.
Amazing.
Well, enjoy. Oh my God.
Yeah,
And
Thank
yeah,
you.
Paula, you'll see how beautiful it
I'm
is.
excited.
And
Yeah.
it's all festive for Christmas. Like it's just got all the
Oh,
cozy feels. It's great.
I
I'll
will
have to
be
go
letting
back.
you know. I'll be giving you a rave review, I'm sure.
Thank you. I love it.
That's really nice. Well, thank you so much for sharing, for being vulnerable. It's so nice to hear all about what you're doing and what's to come for you. Thank you for our listeners. If you're watching us on YouTube, it was nice having you in our conversation. And yeah, we'll talk soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye everyone.